players, welcome to Kerrash Landing, the Elite Dangerous Community Show. Commander Kerrash here, and joining me tonight I have two very special guests. We have Ben, Commander Edelweiss Moss Woodward from Lave Radio. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing, John?
Oh, I'm very good. And our second guest tonight, the legendary, the one and only Uber streamer and explorer, it's Fireytoad. How are you doing?
Not bad, thank you. How are you?
Oh, wonderful, sir. It's such a pleasure to have you both on tonight. Thank you very much for helping out.
You're very welcome.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for inviting us here.
Oh, no, it has been I've just left it too long. I really should have got you on sooner, Toad, because I mean, you know, I keep threatening to him and saying, you know, you've done so much, got to get you on, and it's just I've let the side down, haven't I?
Is this Toad's cherry tonight?
I doubt it. I mean, crikey, how many streams have you done, Toad?
His Kerrash cherry.
Yes, it was sweetie.
Indeed. You are.
So, Toad, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about really quickly, actually, wow, it's probably going to take a long time to talk about it. You've just come back from a very exciting adventure, haven't you, sir?
I have indeed. I have been out towards the core and back.
Yeah, everyone's really getting into this idea of exploration there. I think you headed out somewhere like 16,000 light years, something crazy like that?
Round trip, I think it was approximately 65,000.
I have not got anywhere near that level myself yet. Oh, it's just amazing when you put these distances and you just try to get your head around it. It's insane. And I assume you guys have seen the tweet I sent out earlier on today. I think it was Commander Eramus on the forum. Yes, went straight through to the other side of the galaxy. That is just mind blowing.
He's travelled the same distance I did.
In a straight line.
In pretty much a straight line.
Yeah. Oh.
He has to come back now, and I feel so sorry for him.
Unless he just suicides.
See, this is the great thing. I've been listening to the responses on the forum there, and you know, some people are saying, no, don't self-destruct. You know, you've got to try and make it back. You've got to do that. And he's like, you know, I need a rest now. You know, it took me so long to get here. I just need to chill out, and I don't blame him for that.
How long did he actually take to get there?
It was a good few days, wasn't it? I mean, Toad, you went out for about, was it 10 days you went out?
10 days it took me.
Yeah, so I think this guy was literally for a few weeks, I think, doing this. You know, it's taken a heck of a long time to go around and back. But that
he hasn't bumped into any Thargoids.
No, but there were some interesting things, and this caught me by surprise. Actually, he did say he found areas of space which were kind of cordoned off, large areas about the same size as human-occupied space. So that was interesting. I was like, ooh,
nothing to see here. Move along.
Look at this area called Gamma Velorium.
Ooh, Gamma Velorium.
See
if I can pronounce this, because I'm...
Just do Gamma VA, Gamma Space VA, and you'll find it.
I'm being attacked by an eagle at the moment, and I'm only in a Type 7, so...
But there's a huge area of space that is permitted off.
Oh, am I spelling that correctly?
Gamma VA.
G-A-M-M...
I think
how do you spell that?
Gamma.
G-A-M-M-A?
Yep, space V-A.
Nope, not working.
Should do.
You've obviously got a much better system map than the rest of us, Toad.
let me find it. Un momento.
But yeah, there are some really interesting things to find out there, and I think that's you know, people are really starting to understand the exploration now. That's what I'm loving about it. You know.
My bad. Gamma VE.
Gamma Valerian. There we go.
Hey, who'd have thought it? It works.
Hey, that is a fair way. So that's about 1,000 light years.
Why is an unknown permit? Here we go.
Ooh, oh, big section there as well, and that one there. So that's interesting. That is way out there in that same spiral arm as the solar system. Then, so there's you heard it here, folks.
And when I went to the Statue of Liberty Nebula,
there
was one system that had a permit required.
It's not that far actually. It's what, just over 1,000 light years away.
Yeah, just around the block. And the Cat's Paw Nebula's got a few permitted systems in it.
Oh, yeah. See, I found a couple down. Where did I go? I went to the California Nebula. I found a whole section off there, which was off limits. That was quite interesting. But I mean, it's so tantalising. It's like it's right there. We know something's coming there. We just So, chat. Oh, Mrs. Crash is here. Hi, Mrs. Crash.
Oh, hello, Mrs.
Hello,
Crash.
Mrs. Crash.
Sat on the iPad in the other room, I expect, on there, keeping tabs on me, making sure I'm not getting up to any mischief. So, right, I've been. Oh, crikey! That was lucky.
Oh,
Heading in a straight line.
Saying, can you turn us up?
See if you are on maximum volume at the moment.
Saturnine says that Toadie sounds alright to you. Am I sounding okay, Saturn 9?
But the only thing I can do, really, I think I can drop off my own volume so I'm not screaming over the top of everyone. Okay, let's try that. See if that helps. Hopefully that'll be better, folks. Let me know if that's still a problem.
Microphone checker 1 2.
Check.
4 5.
See, unusually, like, you know, because most evenings I don't actually do that very well, and to be honest, we did actually check the volumes tonight, and it was like they were coming out fine. It was coming out fine. It was brilliant. Yeah. That's just typical. That's ironic on there.
What you can do on OBS is if you go into the there's one of the options in there, you can actually boost the desktop sound.
Yeah, that's what I just did for you guys. So hopefully that'll help.
The guys are saying it's better now.
Cool.
Good.
Great. Sorted. Quick catch up on the chat. Dobbo, you've been out 10 days and you're still 9,000 light years from the core.
God.
It's a nightmare, especially when you find. I mean, the thing I'm really worried about is getting stuck in a region where it's too sparse and there's not enough stars to jump from.
Did you read Simon's posting on Vu's review?
Yeah, that was a really good thing. If you've got the link for that, Ben, then by all means.
I will throw it into the channel.
Yeah, chuck it in there because it was really, really good. Have you seen that, Toad?
No.
So Lisa Vu, she got a on her website, Vu's review. She did a nice piece there. It was from Simon Winard, and he wrote all about his exploration exploits on there, which is really, really cool.
Interesting.
Right, there we are.
Cool stuff.
And there.
Thank you very much, sir.
I shall read that later.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Definitely a good one for the explorers.
It is really, really good. I mean, I think this is the topic of the evening. Is definitely exploration. But I really need to try and do it more. I mean, the problem is obviously it doesn't make exciting gameplay on the live stream, so I've not really focused on it much.
It depends what you find.
I tell you a story.
Go ahead.
I arrived back in Lave yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
Just before tea time. And I had said to people, this is going to take about 8 hours to sell the data.
Sal.
2,500 odd systems. And I know how long 800 took, which was 2.5 hours, so rough calculation, 8 hours. I said, I will run a macro overnight and I will tell you what happened in the morning. What did they want me to do? Can you guess?
Stream it.
It had to be streamed.
I streamed 5 hours of it.
Do you know, I was gonna point that out actually, yeah, because I checked in yesterday. I thought, oh, Toad's online. I'll just pop in and say hi. I come in and I was like, Sal, click, and everyone said, yeah, EN here. Yeah, it's just a macro. I was like, that is brilliant. I was like, yeah. It's surprising. It's surprising.
Yeah, I stayed up until about 10 o'clock. Chatting to everybody, and I said, I'm going to bed, I'm hosting Dingo, good night.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. But no,
Out of interest, how much did that net you?
20 million.
It's not bad, is it?
That's pretty good. I mean, you're talking like 10 days, 2 million a day exploration, and all of the things you saw when you went out. That's the thing.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's.
The thing is,
yeah.
I didn't do full scans.
No, really? Oh, wow.
No.
So you could have made even more then.
Yes, but I would have been out for a month.
Yeah, yeah, checking every single one. Yeah. No, it's really good. I mean, this is the thing, and people, you know, when they say it's like, oh, exploration, you don't make as much money, and exploration is doing this. It's like, well, trading is about making money. Exploration is about seeing cool stuff. You know, combat is about the fun and the excitement of doing it. They've all got their own rewards. You know, okay, people say they should be a bit more balanced and so on and so forth. Yeah, probably it could do with a balance to get things a bit more fair in some respects, but that's not.
Yeah.
You know, they're not designed for making money. You know, they're not supposed to be about that. And I've done, like I said, I've gone out to past the California Nebula and all that stuff, and it was like I didn't care how much I made. I think I come back with about 70,000, I think, which was like paltry sum in comparison to what you make in a few hours killing or something. But I saw cool stuff.
I really object to everyone who says that everything needs to be balanced. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Your Sidewinder does not have to be balanced against a Python. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
No, exactly. And the Python should not be adjusted in any way, shape, or form. It's perfect.
Now, it's nothing to do with you owning a really good one, is it?
Well, I watched that video of some guy taking out the Python with his Viper and a whole load of missiles. But of course he's going to take out. You'll take out anything when you're shooting off a whole load of missiles. That's not unbalanced.
No.
In a real situation, you'll have shot your wad, and then anyone else. But now you're running empty.
Yeah.
And that's the price that you paid for shooting everything into that Python.
Yeah, exactly. And this is people don't understand that. There's a lot more to it than just making one thing more powerful than the other thing. There's so many interconnected systems that all need to balance off together. So that's that.
And when people start going on about, they should do this, I hate the word, nerf it. It's like, look, we can give the devs suggestions, we can give our opinions, we can make our views known. But when it comes down to it, they have the data that we don't.
Yeah, exactly. They can see all these things balanced off and see which ones need to go up or down. And there's one of the things that Mike Evans said on the forum actually is like we won't go too far into Mike Evans' responses. Bless him.
No. What was it again? Whinge.
I think I said the other day. I said every time Mike posts on the forum, at least 3 of us mods have a heart attack. I think.
Do you guys want a spoiler for episode 6 of Dockers?
Go on, him.
By all means.
Right. Let me just fire up the script.
Okay.
Oh God.
There we go there. But when Mike put up on there, he said it's like, they've balanced it off against all of the ships that you've seen and all of the ships that you haven't seen yet.
Yes.
So there's more to it than what we know. And a lot of people are arguing and saying, oh, you should tell us all these stats, you should tell us everything about everything and all that information. It's like, no, because that's telling you everything about the game. If you take away that exploration and learning curve from the game of figuring out all of these things, there is no game. And Frontier know that, but they can't say that.
Right, I found the quote now. Okay. So I won't give you any context.
I think I know where this is actually. Yeah.
So first one is with a Australian traffic warden kind of character. That loony Sheila can't shore a ship in the docking bay correctly, and David Bruben has lied when he said that he was just going to be half an hour. He had time to fix this. And then another character by the name of Mark, Mark Heavens, no relation at all to anybody else, responds, whinge, moan. Doesn't really inspire me to take what you're saying very seriously.
Not at all directly lifted from real life.
Not at all, though.
Yes, any similarities to persons, real or otherwise, is
It's purely imaginable. Imaginable? Is that a word?
It's highly coincidental.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant.
That episode of Red Dwarf.
Whoopsie. So catching up with the chat on the question from Double on there. What do we mean by full scans? You're using the advanced discovery scanner for each system, but you're not scanning every planet. Yeah, so full scans. I think. Well, you can take that one, Toad, if you want.
Thank you. There's 2 types of scanners, as most people know. You've got the discovery scanner and the detailed scanner. So the discovery scanner allows you to find unknown objects in the solar system when you enter it. You've got the basic, which does 500 light seconds, the intermediate does 1,000, and the advanced, which scans infinity. Once you've found the unknown objects, you can then target them, fly within range, and you start scanning automatically. If you have a detailed service scanner on board, you double your income per individual object scanned.
Absolutely awesome. Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it. There's multiple layers to it. I think the thing that confused me initially was the idea of this the passive and the active scanners.
Yes.
Because a lot of people didn't really understand the difference between those things. And of course the discovery scanner has got that kind of that ping that we all love.
The Godfather.
And that just sends out that ping, and it kind of finds undiscovered things you haven't seen yet. And then when you get close enough to them, you get the passive scanners pick up all the information. That's where the detailed scanner gives it that boost, kind of 2x.
Yep, and it literally doubles the value. Yes,
is the advanced one actually? It really is infinity, and it'll show you everything in the scanner, everything in the system.
Yep.
That's a shame. Because I was really hoping that we'd have things like the Oort cloud and the Kuiper belt objects and stuff like that.
Just way out beyond.
Way out beyond. And I want those things that, if we're feeling stupid, we go out and see, and we see all these micro. We see the Oort cloud, and I would love to see that if you could be bothered going out there.
Well, indeed. I mean, it's scanned. I mean, I've not had it not find anything that I know of.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing, you fire it off, and it just literally goes, I found 85 new objects. I found 101 new objects. It just finds any a planetary or star or anything in there. I don't think the Oort clouds and the Kuiper belts have actually been modelled.
No.
That's a shame, because I was listening to Universe Today, I think it was actually, something like that. Anyway, I can't remember. I was listening to a podcast, and they're saying they're finding more and more Oort cloud type objects
like
around
trans-Neptunian objects and things like that coming in.
Yeah. They're finding all these things, but they're finding them in extrasolar systems as well. So we're far from unique, and we've got all this shit surrounding us.
Yeah, this big cloud of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, because one of the things that was talked about being in the game early on, I think, was the comets and things like that. And I haven't seen one yet, so whether or not they just didn't make the cut, or they've been left for a later build or something, I really wish we could see those kind of things on there, and that would be something that would go out that far.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, because Dobbo just said, I know it's infinite. As far as I'm aware, from things I've read and chats I've had, it's infinite.
Yeah, and I think that was the intention of it, really. It just gives you everything in the system.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense, really, isn't it? You're going to have like this scale. I mean, systems are so varied, and that you go, being interdicted. Love it when you get interdicted mid-conversation.
Oh, don't even start me on interdictions.
Were you getting interdicted whilst a bazillion light years out or something?
No. I mean, you get out, I think it's about 300 or 400 light years from the edge of known space.
Yeah.
And there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just you, your smell, and your ship.
Right.
And then a lot of smell.
Yes, but after about 3 days you get used to it. When I came back, I was going to Lave because I wanted to get my reputation up with the Alliance.
Yeah.
And I was coming into Lave Station, not being touched once coming in through the actual system. Within 1,000 meters, just before I was just about to hit the button to drop out, interdicted.
You weren't interdicted by a commander, were you?
No, I was in solo.
Yeah.
So I got out of that, started firing back to it again. Can you guess what might have happened next?
Interdicted?
You got it.
I feel your pain. I think the exact same thing happened to me, like 3 interdictions in a row, just a couple of megameters out from my target, and I was like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is frustrating, but you see that in a lot of games. It's like that, so close to capturing the flag and then a headshot. It's the same. It's the same gameplay.
Did you see a beautiful animated GIF on Reddit of somebody being interdicted into a sun?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's happened to me once or twice.
And they get pulled into the sun, and then suddenly break off because I guess the interdiction failed because they got pulled through the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just got heat damage instead.
Yeah.
So the Oort cloud's 50,000 AU.
Wow.
So I don't know if you're finding things more than that, because that would be an excuse to say you haven't got it. If you're not going quite that big.
I think the furthest I've had is over 300,000 light seconds away.
Wow.
I think even up to 400,000 light seconds. I've had
what's
things
50,000 AU in light seconds?
That's almost as far as...
1 AU is the distance between the Earth and the Sun.
Yes, which is 500 odd light seconds, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's 8 light minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can work it out from there.
Crazy.
Or you
big.
just type in 50,000 AU in light seconds into Google.
Into
Or you
Google,
can just
yeah.
Google it. Yes.
Let me Google that for you.
Right.
That's
24,950,239.2 light seconds.
That's a tad far.
That's
And the other thing about going to the Alt Cloud, if there was one now, I ain't gonna scan it.
That'd be so awesome, though. You know, find random weird shit out there. I'd love to. It's the kind of thing
See-
I'd love to have them hiding.
yeah, and this makes me
Say,
think of...
you know, say a little scout ship maybe could be hiding out there.
Yeah,
Or a little pirate base.
remember back in the alpha we had the there was that one system where there was one thing which was like 0.1 of a light year away,
Yeah.
and there was I think there was like an elite anaconda out there, wasn't there, or something like that. A couple of people.
Oh, I
found it.
remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it's, you know, things like that, and you know, there was the promise of things like dark systems and things like that early on, and I don't know if they've made the cut. So
Well,
You also had the Imperial fleet that was hiding out quite a long way away as well.
Yes.
yeah, in the one of the Buddhist systems, I think it was. wasn't it?
Bootis BCD.
That-
Or
Yeah.
BC it was that, yes.
Light seconds from anywhere.
I know. The staging post for the attacks.
That's the
alien
one, yeah.
systems.
I'd love to find that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that you've seen them in LFT at the moment. There's a couple of things that have popped up, and one of them I have no idea what it's about. But we have a checkpoint which has appeared. I don't know what it's for or what the intention is. Nobody can give me any info on it at the moment.
Are they able to give you any info?
I know people I could ask, but I'm not going to.
It's a story thing that you don't want to really find out, really.
Exactly, I want the surprise. I want the surprise.
I'm in a very similar situation. I'm in HIP 18527.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And I have no idea why, but there are two conflict zones here. Between... Let me just get the guys' names up. Between the Allied Law Party
Yeah.
and the Liberty Party.
Ooh.
And both these guys are at 0% influence. But they're at civil war between each other. No idea who they are. The descriptions are an organisation that engages in authoritarian activities in order to establish and maintain absolute control over its chosen field of interest. It doesn't really tell me very much. And this is the Allied Law Party.
See, this is the thing. I mean, we've got the same sort of situation down here in LFT. We've got, unfortunately, the faction we're fighting for. They're out of their boom now. The other faction is in a boom, but the two minor factions have got down to 0% influence, and they are in a state of civil war with each other. So they're scrapping. So that's where these conflict zones have popped up, and we're kind of fighting over those things at the moment.
But I just don't know who these guys are. You know, they're both dictatorial systems. Just one's called the Allied Law Party and the other one's called the Liberty Party.
Interesting.
No idea.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? It's a bit opaque at the moment. It is difficult to tell what one thing means or another.
Yeah.
But
I did notice something just then.
Yeah.
I was watching the stream. The independents have gone up another 2%.
yay, you've gone back up to 70. I looked at it last night. Like 70. That'll never do. I must log on. I must do some missions. So
Federation scum.
I work for whoever's in the nearest system to me.
Yeah. Seems reasonable.
Mercenary. There we go.
My goal is to be allied with all three major factions.
I see. This is the problem I've got at the moment. I've got to the point now where I'm kind of unfriendly, neutral, and unfriendly. I messed up a couple of missions, and they hate your guts. It's like as soon as you fail a mission, they hate you. It's so difficult. And I've been skirting around the idea of possibly resetting and trying again. I know.
No,
You can't reset life. You've got to work out your problems, John.
I know, but you know, I don't think I could work back up quicker. Now I know some of the... I mean, this is the thing. It's like once you've played it, you kind of understand the how to do it. You can take that experience with you.
Yeah.
You know, you understand how to do it and how to make money and how to gain reputation and stuff. Once you've figured that out, I feel like it's almost like in Minecraft. It's like you reset, you start a new world. You know, it's like start again.
Yeah. On the other hand, I mean, you knew all that coming in as well.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, I was hostile with the Alliance.
Oh wow, really?
How did you... Okay.
I'm now neutral.
Oh cool. So you managed to get back then?
Yeah, and I'm allied with both Empire and Federation.
Let me
right,
just
so
see
it is,
what
it
I
is
am
possible.
with. I've got a feeling I'm not quite on kill on sight with the Federation now. I'm just on unfriendly.
Yeah.
But for a while I was kill on sight with the Feds. Now they're like, yeah, bugger off, will you?
Now I will say it did take to get from unfriendly to neutral, selling to Lave Station. So say what, 3,300 system scans.
Wow. So yeah, that might take me a while to do that.
But it is possible to get your faction rep back up.
Okay.
And I think
All is not
once you get to neutral, it's easier to get to friendly and allied.
right. Okay, so it's more of a kind of an exponential scale. Once you get, okay.
I can't prove it, but from the way I've been playing and things I've done, it seems easier to get. Once you get friendly, it's easy to get allied.
Okay, cool.
Have you managed to get an Alioth system permit then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, not Alioth, no, because
right.
they don't have any missions. Sorry, I thought you meant Ashinar, sorry.
No.
Okay.
But the Alliance don't have, as far as I'm aware, any naval progression missions because they don't actually have a navy.
No.
Oh.
But Colin Ford, Phoenix to Fire, was saying he's seen missions saying come to Alioth.
Ooh.
But he didn't have the required ranking with the appropriate system. And then the system, by the time he did get the ranking, when they were on friends with him, that mission had gone.
Oh, right.
I don't know. I mean, I've never been in a position really to. I don't think to actually get the missions because you have to do so much. Because I think you can get the ranks even if you're neutral.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know what the mechanic is to actually get the missions to start generating for you.
No, I'm not entirely sure what it is either. I was quite surprised because, I mean, certainly I'm Viscount with the Imperials, and only one of the missions was actually what I would consider worthwhile, or which was sort of go out and kill this person.
Yeah.
Everything else was like, hey, could you take 2 tons of materials somewhere, please? You know, just next door. And for that, we'll make you a baron. Okay,
As
sure,
you did.
guys.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no worries.
Didn't even get interdicted.
Talking of permits, have you noticed now you've got more permits than you might have done originally?
Yes. That was in today's bug fix.
Yes. Yeah.
So, on the topic of bug fix, let's start a quick flick through the newsletter. Segue, moving right along.
If you hadn't said that, that would have been a beautiful segue.
I know. I
broke the wall.
I ruined it. So yeah, so the newsletter 59 has just hit the interwebs, and it's so tantalising. Of the back of the dark side of planets with population on that looks really cool. So they've chosen to use Mars in the Sol system as a good start on there. So you can see the I forget the name of the canyon now. What's the biggest?
Vallis
Majoris? No, I can't.
No, because Olympus Mons is obviously the
Olympus
volcano.
Mons is the biggest one on there. So yeah, so you can see.
I know the one you mean. I can't really think of it either.
But it's really cool. I mean, they're showing the little cluster of populated areas around various bodies of water on the surface of the terraformed planet, and it to me it really makes the planets pop. You know, it's really going to kind of draw you into that idea of, you know, geez, wow, there is so much down there that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes it like, I want to get there.
It shows that it's alive.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a subtle little thing. It's only really a texture change when it comes down to it, but it's really going to make some planets pop and stand out. So I can't wait for that. But it's going to be.
I wonder, because I mean, it looks from that picture, it looks like that part of Mars is pretty much a megacity.
Yes. Yeah.
And I wonder if they'll actually also have the daylight side of that, where you actually can see the megacity from orbit.
Maybe, yeah, maybe if it
we
was
can see
shiny enough, if because you've got that.
From orbit you can see pretty much every city, really, can't you?
Yeah, you can see the outlines of it.
And that'd be so sweet.
That would be pretty cool. I'd like to see that. I'm just about to jump into some combat, which is probably a bad timing to do this. So the other thing that has been touched on is kind of more of a hint at the way that the story is going to work in the Elite universe, which is completely different to anything else that I've known. Really, it's less of a focus on these hand-cranked, hand-generated stuff that developers have done, and there's more of this idea that we as a community can come up with these really cool ideas for events and things that we want to do. So this community goal idea is being pushed as well in the newsletter. I think that sounds really cool. And there's a couple of events which are already running. We kind of players have hit the ground running with the idea. Some people have got it, like in the Loo system, and the Mikan, I think, is the other systems, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of interesting events going on already, and they're saying, yep, we totally want to support this. This is you guys get it. This is what it's about, So that's going to be really interesting to see how that plans out with other stories coming up in there. There is a thread going on the forums at the moment where people are putting forward ideas for Frontier to review, and of course there are things that the game supports. Naturally, just as part of the way that the background simulation works, you can make up these stories and play them out. You can kind of do a bit of role play to the most part, but really, if you want to get really deep into the story and start playing around things, you're going to have to essentially get the attentions of the devs and say, hey guys, this is the idea I want. So it's cool that they're listening. I think that's great.
I mean, you can have the short-term goals that people come up with, and maybe the longer-term ones would take a bit more work.
Yeah. It's that's the thing. As long as the ideas for the storylines, I think, fit within the canvas that the game gives you. Nothing too crazy. I mean, it's people coming up with suggestions for like getting down on the planet and doing this, and that's like, no, it's not going to bring planetary landing forward any guys. It's optimistic, but yeah, that's. But no, yeah. So anything which fits into the mechanics quite easily and doesn't need too much of a system change, I think, is going to be the first couple of things we're going to start seeing, and then hopefully as the game pans out and we get more and more features in it, then we'll start to see more detail and varied stories come to play.
It reminds me a lot, actually, about the Battle for Anchorage, I think it was, event that World of Warcraft had back when AQ40 and AQ20 opened up.
Yeah.
And I have to admit, whilst I understand where they were going with that idea of, hey, we're setting up a great big battle, we need all these things done. It was boring as sin, frankly.
Yeah, it's got to be played
and
right,
that,
I think, hasn't
that
it?
worries me a little bit. Also, and this is obviously something that Frontier have to figure out, you touched on it with the short-term benefits, like, okay, you're paying me 5,000 credits to clear out these pirates, but do I also get, say, 1 million credits because all the pirates have now been killed, or
like a completion sort of bonus sort of thing. Yeah.
Do I get a completion bonus? Do we maybe get? I would love the idea of some kind of salad bar of ribbons. Oh shit, that was close. Salad bar of ribbons.
Yeah.
For participating in events, and you can maybe display
achievements sort of thing. So.
Not like achievements, but instead of the decals that we've got, having your salad bar as a decal.
Yeah.
And it shows you, I did this and I did this and I was in that, and yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
I was in this battle, and
yeah,
badge of
give
honor.
me a purple heart because I got
I mean, I was going to say that kind of reminds me of the things you used to get in Frontier Elite 2, where you had the the rewards when you watched that certain level, didn't you? You had those kind of those medals, didn't you? So bringing back something like that, I think, would be an interesting thing. I was there in the Battle of LFT-133.
Exactly.
Because at the moment, if you rank up, you don't know you've ranked up.
No, it's kind of.
Tell me about it.
We want that right on, Commander.
Indeed.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna keep nagging them.
Yeah.
Everyone collectively nag them.
Are you listening, Ed? We want it.
Ed, put it in.
Mike.
Anyone?
Hey, greetings, Commander. Thank you for joining the chat. So, now what's the next thing then? So the idea of the community goals, and I think some interesting ideas. They put some suggestions forward. And
Resri suggesting a waffle decal for the first waffle eaten over 10,000 light years from civilization. Can we get a pizza commander?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone who gave them the pizza fund gets pizzas.
Yes. Want. Mind you, that would probably be a vast chunk of the community, though, wouldn't it?
True.
It would be a fair chunk of the community, but it wouldn't be everybody. It's a nice little, Frontier I know that
Give it back to the
Snoz.
pizza fund.
No, I know that Snoz, and when I did the pizza fund, that he did include this is who donated.
Oh, cool.
So
I didn't
Frontier
realise that.
could link into everyone who donated, and okay, maybe not the commanders' names, but it could be found out.
Yeah.
And they could get a list of everyone and say, okay, well, you guys donated to Pizza Fund, you now have a pizza decal.
I love that. I want. There you go. If you're listening, guys, that's what we want. Listen to the fan base. Yeah, but there's some pretty interesting ideas up there for the idea of famine in war and things like that. But I'm interested to see the ideas that the players come up with as well. I think because I'm terribly unimaginative, and I've had some great support from the guys here in LFT 133, and fair play to them. They are really getting into the spirit of the role play and stuff like that, and I am terrible at that kind of thing. I really can't think of any imaginative thing. I think it would be cool. Let's try it. That's as far as my imagination goes. Sorry, guys. I really.
Vidden is suggesting a comment of "you mug" when you crash into a station.
Mug. That would make me duck every time, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So flicking down through the rest of the newsletter now. So we've got a sneak peek, and I don't know if anyone's picked up on this. So under the title of Massive Effect, we've got this little interesting sneak peek of the galaxy map here.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you haven't realised, this is the first time we've seen the promised galaxy map, which was one of the Kickstarter rewards, which I'm hoping will appear in the box set. It's gonna be cool. Because
I thought it was promised in the box set, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm thinking it would. Yeah, it would go in the box set if anyone's pledged it at that level. But yes.
The problem is, though, is who's going to actually open the box?
I can't do it. It's got to be mint in the box. I can't.
Exactly. Exactly. You can't break the
No,
plastic
but
seal.
no. We need to break the plastic seal because I want to read Michael's book.
Well, true. Yeah. Damn.
Yes,
But mint in the box.
exactly.
If I want to mint in the box, I'll buy some polos.
Yeah. Good point. Perhaps if we just.
Or maybe you just buy 2 copies.
Yeah,
I could
why
see
not?
you doing
Yeah,
that,
why not?
Kerrash.
Yeah, I probably would. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Amy, don't let him.
No, she's watching. She'll tell me.
What I am looking forward to, though, is the music.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music on the CD.
It is really
Or the
cool.
digital download.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's going to lose anything of feeling because it's dynamic and generative in the game. Whether or not it would work as like a 3-minute long track. But I'm really interested to see what it is.
I can't say for the music that we're going to get, obviously, but the best example I could give would be I've got all of the Babylon 5 music CDs from Christopher Frank, I think it was.
Oh, right.
And obviously the pieces that he wrote for B5 were only 20-30 second long. But of course they all got expanded out to, I think one of them, like he had a something like crazy, like a 9-minute long version of the season 2 opener.
Oh wow!
Which is a beautiful medley.
Yeah. So, fingers crossed. I think it's going to be really cool. I mean, I think that's Jim Croft, isn't it? I don't want to get the name wrong. I'm terrible with names, but yeah, I think they're going to do a fantastic job of it. Him and his team. So that would be really cool to. It's going to be my go to work CD. I think it's going to be cool. Go to work humming along, thinking I'm traveling light years. Feels like light years in the morning, I must admit. But I mean, I really like the sneak peek we've got on there on the map, because someone somewhere must have had a heck of a job trying to find the most optimum slice of the galaxy, because it is completely 3D. How the heck do you map something like that onto a piece of paper? That's really tough job. So yeah, I don't know whether we're just going to have the one slice with the most interesting systems on, or whether we're going to have like a turn it over for the Imperial improved version of the galaxy map, and it's like, you got the standard Federation one around Sol, and then on the rear side you've got the real systems that you need, like Achenar and all that kind of thing. So yeah, but that's a nice little sneak peek. I think it fits really well with the graphical style of the game as well. You got the right fonts and color styles and everything in there. It's pretty cool.
Indeed.
It looks lovely, yeah.
Very nice. I think I might have to frame it.
That was crossing my mind.
It's going to be very nice.
I wonder how big it's going to be.
There we go. Hopefully at least A3. I think they've hinted at A3.
Yeah. Well, I got my goodie bag the other day.
Oh, you did. Oh, yes.
The one from September.
Yes. Yeah, I got a. I did get some bits and pieces. I've put them all up on the wall, so I can't. I got some things from there.
I've got the poster, but it's in the tube still.
Oh, yeah. Is it mint in the box? Can't do it. Can't do it.
Even the T-shirt's still in this wrapper.
I can't bring myself to do it. Yeah, I've got the release T-shirt. And I just, the one from Duxford, and I don't want to get it out of the packet. I'm the same. I love my T-shirts as well.
Not even for LaveCon or things like that.
Okay, maybe for LaveCon. I might maybe for LaveCon. There we go. Because if we're going to be a couple of days up there, I'm going to need a few T-shirts really, and I need something new for each day.
Dobber raises a good question. Why does the map have to be a linear scale, i.e., the London Underground map?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, looking at it here, I mean, it looks like it's 5 light-year increments. It looks fairly linear, but no reason why it couldn't be squashed down to show a bit more of human space. I think, the biggest issue is, like I said, trying to find that slice, that two-dimensional slice through a 3D galaxy map, which gives you the most interesting systems along it. That's a mind screw trying to figure out how you do that. So yeah, it looks like they've done a great job with it. Can't wait to see it. And the numbers quoted underneath, that is really scary when you look at that. It's like, here we go. We've since release, we've mapped over 615,000 systems between us. So great job, everyone out there. And that's just less than a 0.010% of everything out there. Damn. Yes. Yeah. So that's
keep on going, guys.
Yeah, keep going. We might be able to do it.
I shall be going out exploring again soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think at least 50% of that is you, Toad. I think
certainly people like Toad.
Yeah.
Well, there is quite a few people doing exploration.
Yeah.
Otologist, he's in the chat. He does a lot of exploring. Tenny Briss, he was in the chat earlier. He is at the moment going exploring and not coming back until the sell page button comes back in.
Yeah.
Until the what comes back? Sorry.
The sell page button, or the sell page on this one.
Oh God, yes.
There's another streamer called a Fleabite who does nothing but explore.
Yeah. I really want to do it more. I really love the idea of it, but yeah, like you said, at the moment it's a little painful when you come back. I must admit. But yeah, I there's been word about that. They're talking about how they're going to get around that problem. It was there initially, but I think it just caused a huge load on. Because the problem is every time you sell a system's worth of data, it has to kind of consider the impact of you giving that data to the nearby system on the background simulation. So there's a lot of work that goes on every time you hit that sell button. It's not a network latency thing. It's because it's saying, right, okay, you've given this information to this faction, and and so on and so forth. It's a lot of stuff to work out.
What does this mean?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things that go on there. If you've come back with something crazy, I don't know, like 2,500 systems worth of information, if you're crazy enough to do that, then
yes. I forgot to mention Ranger as well in his Sidewinder.
Oh, cool. In his Sidewinder.
XLG.
Wow.
Yeah, he's circumnavigating the Milky Way in the Sidewinder.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those are crazy. Yeah. But we love you all the same.
Blaze your own trail.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Yeah. This is the thing. This is what I love about exploration. Is starting to sink into people now. Now we've got people like you, Toad, and everyone else going out and doing that. People are understanding what exploration about. It's just not, getting a big number in your display panel on the right hand side there. Oh, I got billions. It's not about that. It's nothing about that. It's seeing stuff. It's enjoying it when you're going out there. It's coming back and saying, oh yeah, that little blurry thing over there. I've been there. It's like yes, that's what it's about.
It's like when I tweeted out on, I actually think it was on launch day. I was just standing at the bus station waiting on my bus, and the moon was just coming up, and I just took a photo of it and been there.
Yeah.
Is it, and that one, and that one, and that one? Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Oh, that's the great thing about it. I think it's it's really, really cool that it's.
I talk to people on the channel when I'm exploring. It's like, so what's the point of exploring? It's because you can.
Yeah, exactly. It's there.
It's you're going to see things that no other player will very ever likely see.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And that's,
you just see it. It's just.
it's kind of fulfilling that key human desire, isn't it? It's like, like, why climb Mount Everest? It's there. Exactly. That's what it's about. It's like, but what did you get from climbing that and climbing back down? It's like I did it. It's I've been there. I've done that. That's what it's about, And that's like Ben, I agree with you fully. It's like this idea that everything needs to be balanced in such a way that X amount of time put into any activity should give you equal cash. Totally wrong. It's not the way to think about it. If you want cash, that's important. Go trade.
You think about you're a software developer, so am I. I don't know what Toad is.
I mean,
but, if I wanted to make the big bucks, I'd go work in the banking side of software engineer.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't do that.
No.
I have very consciously made a decision. I am not going to do that.
Mm. You can earn enough to keep yourself comfortable,
and I still have enough hours in the day to play Elite Dangerous.
Exactly. Yes.
And see my wife and kids and crazy stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's finding what you love and doing it. That's what it. And this game just echoes that through and through. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Gives you those opportunities to go and just find that little niche, do what you like, and just keep going at it. That's what it's all about.
I mean, the thing about exploration is it's not an easy thing to do.
No, absolutely no.
I mean, you fly to a system, you scan it, you jump. That's easy.
Yeah.
It's the continuation of that. It's like, where do I go? Do I do a dead reckoning to that point over there? Do I, like one couple of the other streamers, they actively seek individual types of stars, so the ones which are most likely to give Earth-like planets, and they plot their path accordingly. So I literally jump to that star, jump to that star. I just literally go, right, I want to go over there. Go.
Just go straight line, which is
exactly.
awesome.
Straight line.
But I mean, are you going out scanning like all the B, C, D scars as well, or how are you doing that?
If you jump into a system, you fire with your scanner, and it says there's 34 objects.
Yeah.
You'll have 1 or 2 stars typically, maybe a few more. You might have some rocky planets and some gas giants, and the gas giants will have moons on them, invariably. You get the odd moon around a rocky body. Now, you've got to fly to every one of those objects and scan them.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a small system, it might take you 10 minutes. A big system might take you half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But then half an hour, 45 minutes might only get you out to the second star.
Exactly. You got it. If it's a long way away.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
And that's where, I know if I got into exploring in a big way, the anal retentive part of me would not allow me to leave a single thing unexplored.
Completionism must complete.
Yes, I have to see everything.
I mean, if
don't have Kuiper belt objects.
I mean, it took me 10 days to get out and back.
No,
yeah.
And that was literally, I would jump in, scan, jump out. For the most part, I would look, and if there's something I thought, that could be Earth, that's a water world, or there's only 4 or 5, I'll scan them. So I did some partial and full scans, but the majority were jump, discovery scanner, jump out.
Yeah.
And I could do that in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If I'd have done proper scans, I'd still be out there now. I'd be out there for the next month.
You'd be even hairier and smellier.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully there's at least a refresher unit on you. You're in the Python, aren't you?
No, ASP.
Oh, you're in ASP. Okay,
Oh
so
God, please not in the Python.
You're not a fan of the Python then?
Oh no, I love Python. I absolutely adore my Python, and when the devs adjust it, I will cry.
Nerf.
Yeah, I came back and I had 0 hull integrity on the wear and tear.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which was 789,000 credits worth of repairs.
So this is in your ASP, is it?
This was in my ASP.
Wow.
I had also suffered 23% hull damage because at 3 separate occasions, when I dropped out of hyperdrive, I walked in between 2 stars.
Oh no!
Ouch. That's gonna hurt.
Like, red alert.
Yes.
Red alert.
And it's like, chat away. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I've done that a few times as well.
Yeah.
It's
and that was, I think that was 56,000 credits.
Wow.
Just for that bit.
The asp is so expensive to repair.
It is, yeah.
If that was the Python, 1% hull damage on the Python is 15,000 credits.
Ouch.
The wear and tear, I think I was down on it earlier to about 94%, and that was about 400,000 or 500,000 credits.
Gee whiz.
So at 0, I reckon it would be cheaper to blow my Python up and buy a new one.
Just
I think
get it on First Party Fire and Theft, yeah.
That's something, though, that people have basically... Hang on, why is it cheaper for me to blow up and replace my Python or my ASP or whatever, as opposed to just repair it? That should never, ever, ever be the case, but it is.
No. Yeah. It is sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my shorts on the Python is 2.6 million.
Crikey.
It's probably going to cost more than that to actually repair it all up again.
It makes me think of like real life insurance, doesn't it? It's like nah, it's a write off, mate. It's like bother.
Exactly,
It's like, push it over a cliff.
Exactly.
Were you actually suffering system damages, like misjumps and stuff like that, because of your damage?
No, when you get yanked out of hyperdrive, when you jump into stars or whatever, you do suffer module damage, as well as hull damage. On my last trip I went out, which is a shorter one, which is only 800 systems, I actually got my canopy cracked.
Oh dear.
Yes, and it's like
oh dear.
Don't do that again. Because if it goes, it doesn't matter if you've got 25 minutes or not, you
ain't getting back home in that long.
Exactly. But now I take out 2 AFM modules.
Oh yeah, so you can repair on the way as you're doing it. Yeah, cool.
And after speaking to one of the devs, he's confirmed that all modules should be repairable apart from the power supply, the power plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the thrusters would be repairable.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
See, I don't know if they are now, but they weren't, were they?
I see. I've not played around with it very much. I mean, I've had it once or twice.
In alpha and beta, but I haven't played with it since.
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to get out there and do enough damage and be remote enough that I would need one. So see, Montax has been saying taking a leaf out of my book, that teasing their things on there. Maybe EVA will allow you to reduce the repair bills. That's an interesting thing. Yeah, getting out.
It's been thought about, hasn't it?
I love the idea about having a second commander.
Yeah.
Or even an AI commander,
an engineer keeping tabs on it. Yeah,
and they would be able to say, fix your power supply.
Yeah.
Your AFM can't fix your power supply, but if you have a NPC commander in your co-pilot seat, they can fix things for you.
The thing is, though, with the power plant, how can you turn it off in space?
Yeah, you'd be a bit knackered, wouldn't you? Because it's regenerating your oxygen
you
supply.
Turn it off.
You cannot turn the power plant off.
No.
You can't disable it.
It's a fusion reactor. Once it's up, it's up. If it ever goes down, everything goes down.
Yeah. When that goes, you go boom.
Okay, but I'm wondering, could you? Okay, in misbelief terms, you could turn it off. You wear your REM lock for your 25 minutes or 5 minutes, or however long your life support is, and you damn well hope that the engineer gets it working again quickly enough.
It's definitely an interesting idea. It's one of those things that once the possibilities are there, they're really going to have to consider the balance of it.
Yeah.
And whether or not how many times do you allow a person to do that? Because in the lore of the game, the REM lock I think is a one-use only sort of job, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's expensive to recharge.
Exactly. So how do you balance that in the game? Do you say right, you get one chance to do it and that's it? You're knackered.
Are you in a REM lock when your life support kicks in? Or are you only in a light REM lock when you eject?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what happens when you're flying your Eagle, you fire your weapons? Your life support goes off, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that, I don't think that is a REM lock. I think it's just. I mean, if I turn it off,
your air scrubber's not working or something.
Yeah, you get the mask over your face. Yeah, okay, it's intended as an actual oxygen mask, but I don't think it's supposed to be a REM lock. I mean, when you look at the fiction, REM locks are supposed to be something which I think they cover your whole body, don't they? If you look back at some of the earlier descriptions of them.
Have you seen that bicycle helmet that I think some Swedish people were making? That when you're in a crash, it literally explodes around you.
Yeah.
It's an airbag.
That's kind of how I'm picturing the REM lock.
Yeah, exactly. It's that last-ditch emergency thing, isn't it?
But what I don't get is you look down at your body in the ship in the game, and you're wearing a space suit type thing.
Yeah.
Well, we're all in skin suits.
Yeah, it's like a still suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm guessing must be airtight.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's got to be.
So if you're wearing like a space suit, what's wrong with the good old space helmet?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. It would just be a helmet that pops over. And that would, that would kind of fit into the idea that whilst you're sat in your chair, you've got the oxygen supply coming in, so you're fine. You only need to put the helmet on when your life support goes, for example.
Exactly.
So it kind of fits in with that, I think. So.
And then in that case, where does the Remlock come in?
yeah, exactly. Is it, like we said, it seems like it's that emergency only thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yes.
I actually read something about skin suits relatively recently that, as opposed to the normal hard suits and things like that, or the semi-hard suits that we're wearing just now, basically the skin suits, they wouldn't actually attempt to balance the pressure and things like that, and they'd give you a gigantic hickey. So, because your skin holds pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the skin suit would basically, the way they're describing it, it wouldn't be even trying to maintain a pressure. It would just stop you from freezing and exploding. But it would be hugging you.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be fighting against everything. It would let your skin and your body do a load of the work as well.
But it is a few hundred, nearly, years in the future. So about 1,300 years. It's like, so hopefully they've got some pretty cool materials by then.
Exactly.
Literally. So flicking down, let's have a quick look. So yes, I think we've touched on the Erasmus's journey on there, 65,000 light years, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's all in the newsletter if you guys want to pick up on that.
He's even got the pictures, hasn't he?
Yeah, that really puts it into perspective when you look at it. And I really should look up his the system name. I'll get everyone to have a look at it in a second. It's crazy when you put that in perspective. When you go to the last system he went to, see if I can find it. I can't find it on here. It's so far out. It's crazy. Let's go into the galaxy map and we'll bring it up on there. It's so far. Zoom.
Yeah, we need to be on with Shorty really. She's normally drinking as well, isn't she?
Yeah. No,
I'm just realising I'm 3 glasses down now.
I did have her down as a maybe tonight, but she was exhausted. So, bless her. She's very, very tired at the moment. But that's not even nearly far enough. Here we go. There's more systems. Here we go.
Because he's right on the rim now, isn't he?
Yeah, right out on the edge, and you get to the point where the stars are so sparse that you just can't jump between them. You're talking some ridiculously large gaps. I think he had something like a jump range of about 30-35 light years.
Yeah.
So
that's, you can get I've got 34 in my ASP, and you can get 35.
Ooh, yeah, if you hollow it right out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is some crazy, distances. When you get out this far, you realise that there's more of this game that we just can't even get to. That's the thing which is unbelievable.
Stephen Usher's saying that NASA actually experimented with elastic suits in the 60s.
Oh yeah.
No gas pressure, merely mechanical pressure.
Oh right. Interesting. Maybe it is possible then.
It is theoretically possible. It's just
beyond us at the moment, I imagine. So.
Basically, yeah.
Apply plenty of hand waving and leather, and you'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll all be sorted. So
they're not alcohol pop. I'm drinking a nice glass of Rioja. Thank you very much. Actually, a nice bottle of Rioja, but that's by the by.
So I put another link in the chat there. The next one down, and this is something I'm considering my own personal bucket list actually, which is really cool. The galactic records, which has been put together on the forum there by loads of people contributing to it actually, which is really, really cool. And there is just so many cool things there, like nearest black hole and furthest black hole, biggest star and coolest star, hottest star, and other things. All these things are just like markers on a map. It's like, right, I've got to go there, I've got to go there. For me, it's a big bucket list. It's like, I've got to try that, got to try that. Oh yeah, that's cool, yeah. So I can't wait to get out and try some of those things on there. That's going to be really, really awesome.
What I'm hoping for is that, obviously we're going to get the 1,000 light year route planner.
Yes. Oh, that's a godsend.
Yeah, but I'm hoping that as time goes on, the fact that you've got the ranks with the factions and the reputation,
Yeah.
you may get access to military hardware.
Ooh.
That would be nice, yes.
Wink, wink, nudge,
Military
nudge.
frame shift drives. Wink, wink. Say no more.
Military drive.
Yes. Because, I mean, 34 light years. I mean, you can get more in an Anaconda.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can get 42 in a Conda.
Isn't that
wow.
literally stripping almost everything out, though?
Yeah, it's the same as you do with an ASP.
Just an engine with a hull around it. You know?
You put the A-rated FSD in, you put D-rated everything else in, and then you put on a star dimmer for your fuel skip. Yeah, it's called a B6 fuel skip. And then that's it. You're down to the bare bones. And people said, "Oh, why don't you go out in an Anaconda?" So I said, "Okay, my insurance on my ASP is 500,000. It cost me 14 million to kit it out. The Anaconda, even if by Founders World, is 131 million.
Woo!
Then I'd have to gear it up, which would cost me another, say, 100 million for argument's sake, which is approximately 230 million credits.
Wow.
Then that would be 10%. That would be 23 million. Half of that would be 12 million credit safety insurance on it. Then I have the wear and tear on it, which would be more than the cost of a Type 7. And if I prang it, that would be more than the cost of an ASP.
See, it sounds very, very crazy, but the fact that you know all these numbers tells me you've considered it.
Yes.
Commander Jan's actually linked in channel to some stuff on IO9 with space-hugging spandex spacesuits.
Oh.
Yeah. The biggest downside of these spacesuits that we've got in game is cosplay.
Yeah, it's a bit too feature hugging for my.
A little bit, yeah. You know, I don't mind wearing, say, a boiler suit and decking that up a bit like how Commander Dan and Kate did.
Yeah.
I ain't wearing no neoprene suit, and frankly, nobody wants me to.
But look on the road. I mean, you know, when you look back at some of the early concept art, they had the trench coats that went over it, so you can kind of, you can get away with it.
Yeah.
I ain't wearing no neoprene suit with a trench coat over it either. I'd probably get arrested. Would you like to see my spacesuit, kiddies?
Oh dear. Let me deploy my hard points. Right, yeah, we won't go there. I have got the adult flag on the channel, haven't I? Yes, that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
And it is after 9 o'clock.
That's fine.
Yes.
We can drop the NSFW.
Yes.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen a new Kickstarter? It's completely not Elite related at all.
Yes, the kittens.
Exploding kittens.
Oh, the exploding kittens, yes.
It's absolutely awesome. I can't believe it's insanely popular. It's even more popular than Oculus. It's been funded well beyond the Oculus Rift. It's just astronomically funded. It's crazy.
Is it what, $250,000 now?
Oh no, it's way over. It's like $3.5 million.
Oh, okay.
Wow. They were going for $10,000 as a target, and it's just shy of $3.5 million, which is insane.
Wow.
That is absolutely insane. They've stopped at they've put a stretch goal up, but they've stopped asking for more money. They've just said, let's see if we can get 100,000 backers, just because, woo, sort of thing. It's like they're just totally crazy, and I think that's the appeal of it, is people realise it's just so funny. They've got a brilliant sense of humour, the team working on it, and I think it's just going to be so amazing. I can't wait to get it. I had to back it as soon as I saw it.
You have backed it.
Yeah, I'm so getting that. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the oatmeal.com.
I love the oatmeal as well.
He does some great work.
I'm just not convinced I'd actually play the game.
I want to try it. I've got to give it a go. It just looks really, really funny. They've gone up 20,000 backers in 2 days. That is insane.
Jeez.
That is insane. It just proves that crowdfunding is still hugely successful. It's absolutely amazing, and you just got to have something which the people want, and they will go for it.
I'll say 2 words: potato salad.
I showed some of that because someone I spoke to at work in the week, and they hadn't heard of Kickstarter and crowdfunding.
Yeah.
I was like, look at this, potato salad. You know, it's like
Yeah.
what? It's like $20 was all he wanted, and he comes away with tens of thousands of dollars. What the heck? But no, it's
He wasn't allowed to give it away to charity, was he? Because it broke things.
No,
Oh, did it?
No, there's rules in the when you sign
Yeah.
up for it and everything. You can't just give the money away or anything like. You've got to use it for the fulfilling the reward
For the intended.
Wow.
Yeah.
and the purpose of it. Yeah. So several $1,000s worth of potato salad. That's
Yeah.
Presumably, I mean, I don't know what did he actually? Does anyone know what he did with that?
Well, I assume, past a certain point, I mean, like with Oculus, they only wanted so much. The
Yeah.
money that they had left over, they weren't going to just throw it away. So I think they poured it all into the company to
No, but
kick it off.
What's a guy who's wanting to make some potato salad for him and his mate's going to do with £10,000 worth, £10,000, which he is only really meant to spend on potato salad?
Well, yeah, I think he put in stretch goals to have a party and stuff like that. He invited
Yeah.
people round. I think he had to ship some of the potato salad to some backers because they wanted a bite of the potato salad and things like that. It's just insane. But I think past that, I mean, anything which is beyond the initial funding and you've fulfilled all the rewards, it's like, well, just goes in your pocket, I suppose. I mean, what else do you do with it?
But it's kind of it's one of these. It's a tricky thing.
Yeah. It's kind of, it feels a bit wrong, doesn't it? And I would definitely in that position I would feel guilty as like
I would feel very bad that I'm not
Yes.
allowed to. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, can I make $10,000 worth of potato salad and give it to the homeless shelter at least?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Or could you pay yourself as the company director the money and then donate the money as an individual?
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe there's ways around it. I expect.
Yeah.
on there, but
Hopefully, yeah.
I think I'm just too honest. If I did receive that kind of money, it's like I only wanted $10 off each of you. Can I give it you back?
Yeah, I mean, this is almost like what we're getting with, what we're hopefully going to be getting with the Elite Meat thing.
Oh yes, yeah.
The room hire is actually only £20. Sorry,
Yeah.
not £20. It's only £200. But if we can fit 170 people in, and we're getting, I think we're talking about £10 a ticket.
Yeah.
And we obviously we can't make a profit. We don't want to make a profit. But if we only get say 20 people coming along, then we break even and everything's good.
Yeah.
If 170 people come, we've got a £1,800 bar bill or something like that.
Woohoo! And I fail to see your problem here. I fail to see your problem with that.
Yeah, but it's a very tricky situation that we've got to be so accountable for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And Mike Snoz and I. It's Snoz's baby, but I live around the corner from the place.
Right.
So I've wound up doing more than I really planned on doing, but that's by the by.
I mean, I think as long as you're upfront and honest with people ahead of time, no one can really have a problem with anything.
Exactly.
I hope not. I really do, especially when any money's involved.
Yeah.
Yes, Elite Meat is not some kind of tasty steak. It's the quick and dirty version of it is it's a piss up in Birmingham.
Do you want to go ahead and post the link up in there actually, Ben, and then people can have a look at it.
Oh god, yeah, you're right.
You're making it work now.
Surely you've got it to hand. I mean, you've got to plug it.
I do have. There's a bit.ly one which I've got. I'll just find it. It's on the forum. So if you if you search Elite Meat on the, can I edit that?
No, I don't think you
I
can.
can't.
So yes, it's Elite Meat as in MEET, not.
Yes.
Not
But be careful when, as we found out after the original Elite Meat back in 2013. God, that long ago.
Wow.
That Alien and
Darren.
Darren and Selzen organised. For some reason they came up with the name Elite Meat, and then they found out that Elite Meat is actually several dating sites.
Yeah,
Daisy.
That's not not what we were going for here.
Yes.
It happens, He's mincing terms. And I did see Elite Dating. I think I keep seeing that advert on the telly every time, and it just makes me giggle so much. It's all the widows from Elite, you know. It's like, is your man permanently stuck in glue to his PC?
Is your man always wearing his Oculus Rift? Join us on Elite Dangerous. Elite.
Elite Dating.
Yeah.
Right, let's boring trading. Sorry guys, I've got to do a bit of trading. I've got to get out there and help the LFT independence. But let's get back on the news whilst I'm waiting to launch. Oh yeah, Isonona, another awesome video from that, and that I think really captures the essence of bounty hunting. You know, I was literally watching it. I was almost nail biting it. It's kind of like, is it really going to take that guy out? Is it really, right up to the end? And it was like, okay, I'm going to let you go. You're only in a sidewinder. I'll let you go. 38,000 credit bounty on their head, and it was like, yeah, I'll let you go. You know, you're obviously in a sidewinder. You're no challenge. I can let you go, which is really cool. It's really getting that idea of bounty hunting, chasing someone around, sitting outside the station, waiting for them to come out, doing the scans on them and things like that. It's totally got what bounty hunting's about, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's, it's nice to see when people understand the game and do it, because I've seen so many people come at the game. It's like, but what's this for? And why do you do this? Is pointless, and this is pointless. So it's like, no, this is what it's about. This is finding these little niche things and understanding how the mechanics work and system works, and doing those whole kind of role-playing things, playing up to the mechanics that are in the game. That's what the game's about, which is really cool to see. And as always, the flight assist off skills are just off the chart.
They are brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, very, very good.
Does anyone want to answer Rick Bird's
sorry.
how to get 100 tons in a Type 6?
Oh, right, okay. Well,
apart from saying it's easy.
No, it's I can't show you my modules at the moment, but so I've completely hollowed this thing out. I've sold everything I didn't need. I could probably get rid of this shield generator as well, but
I think I had 104 tons, I think, in my Type 6, and I still had the shield generator.
Yeah, it is possible. There are ways around doing it. I mean, your best bet, if you want to get out there and do some serious trading with a ship like this, you're going to have to find a high-tech system which has got all the gear you want to look for. I mean, in particular here in the cargo racks, I've got some Class 5 bay. I've got a 32 cargo rack in here. Class 4, I've got a 16 one. So you've got to go out and you've got to find these higher capacity cargo racks to give you the additional volume in there. So get out to those high-tech systems and have a look around, and you should be able to kit it out. You can get more of that. Yeah, Commander Jan's just said it there. Yeah, you have to T6 to 116 cargo units. You can do it if you drop.
If you strip everything out.
Everything, shield generators, everything. You can get a few extra in there.
I mean,
I'm not. Go, Toady.
No, go. You go.
I was going to say, I'm currently in a Type 7, and I have never taken my shields off.
I was going to say, I hope you've got a bit more space on a Type 7.
I've got, oh my god, on my Type 7 I've got, let me see, I think I've got 212. Yeah, I've got 212. Yeah, I could have 216 if I got rid of my, I've still got my shield generator, and I've still got intermediate discovery scanner.
Oh, right, okay.
Because thinking, well, I could get another 4 tons, or I could do some scanning. And when I'm doing, when I'm going places, it's nice to be able to just hit the scan button and see what you see.
I get that.
Yeah.
For the sake of 4,000 credits, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, every time I sell mine to just make a bit of room, I always kind of like, you get in there and you get that unknown thing, and you think, I wish I had it. I wish I kept it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
The thing with trading is, do you fuel scoop or not?
No.
I do, but I've got a very, very small fuel scoop in there. It's literally just because I'm cheap and I don't want to lose any money. Because I was going around doing the rare trades, and I was thinking, well, if I just chuck it in that last bay at the bottom there, I'm only using a few cargo slots. So, and
it does depend on the ship you're flying as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was tempted to fuel scoop, but then I don't want to. I want the scanner, but and I was debating: am I going to be going far enough that I can justify the fuel scoop? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it?
Yeah.
And I think for the time involved, even with a good scanner, even with a good scoop, I'm not flying far enough that I really care that much about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me scare you a moment.
Oh, go ahead.
Right. Credits spent on fuel.
Oh.
2.5 million.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Let
Let's have a
me
look at
check my
mine.
stats as well. I don't know. So I spent about 50 grand on fuel. That's like as much as I can get.
Oh
really.
yeah. Okay, credits on fuel, 1 million credits.
Wow.
Almost literally, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, the bigger the ships are, like the Pythons, the Type 9s, the Anacondas, you really, if you're doing travelling, you have to fuel scoop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Python, just after 1-2 jumps, it's like 10, 12, 15,000 credits for fuel.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I'm in the
But
Type
I-
7 at the moment, and I'm not finding it horrendous.
But
I
I
think I was
can't
like
work
3,000.
it out. Why is it so much more money?
What's the engine? What size of engine do you have in your Python?
Well, you've got a fuel tank which holds X amount of tonnage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a 2-ton, like in your side one, that's what, a 2-ton fuel tank?
Yeah.
I think.
Fuel's,
Oh, I'm getting into it.
fuel is dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you fill up 2 tons, it's like 300 credits or something silly. 2 tons in a Python is like 10,000 credits or something silly.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Really?
It's the same amount of fuel, it's the same tonnage of fuel, but the
Maybe
price
you're
of it is
using
so
AAA
high.
fuel or something like that.
Yeah, you've got to have the premium
Yeah.
stuff in a
Yeah.
Oh, there is no mixed fuel types.
Yeah, so that was one of the things it was supposed to be in, wasn't it? So like scooping it from the stars would be of lower quality. But
Yeah.
I don't think
You
that
know,
ever
Well, that
made
was
it in.
one of the things that they said. Scooping it, if you were a good scooper, you could get.
Yes.
Oh, and I've just killed Gareth F. Williams.
I get the impression it was one of those things that they tried it and realised it didn't add enough to the game to be worthwhile doing, and I think that's a lot of things like that, because people are like, oh, what about this, it was talked about in the DDF, it must be in it. It's like, no, it's not. The DDF was a thinking pot, brainstorming all of these ideas and put them together. It wasn't a document saying that every single thing we talk about here is going to end up in the game at some point. And I think it's daft if you think that it must be in there because they said it must be in there.
And the clue was in the name, design discussion.
Exactly. we were just.
Well, it used to be Decision.
Yeah, no, it's been moved around.
Yeah.
I know. It's like,
A subtle name changium.
yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. People get a hold of ideas and they think, "Oh, that's so wonderful. When's it going to be in the game?" It's not. Why is it not going to be in the game? I want a refund.
Oh, don't go there.
Yeah,
Oh, never mind.
but you've got to laugh about these things.
Oh, exactly.
Otherwise,
If you
you
don't,
just
you'll
cry.
cry.
Just looking at the
Yes.
stat that Dobber put up on there, the A6 fuel scoop can get about 860 units a second.
Yes, the B6 does 752 units per second.
That is crazy.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I have. You can see where I've been in the galaxy because the stars are dimmer.
Cra-
Yeah.
The
I wonder how
Star
many
Eater.
years have you taken off those suns?
Oh, I don't know.
There's
I don't know.
local populations there, they're freezing now. It was like sunny and on beaches, and now it's, global cooling. Yes,
Actually, here's a
Kerrash
question
is
for you
trading.
guys.
Yes, mate.
Is it an extra solar system,
Mm.
or is it just a star system?
What, when you got the double solar systems in the system?
Well, no. To me, the whole reason we've got the solar system is because the sun is Sol.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, right, I get you.
So, is anything other than this solar system that we're currently in a solar system,
Well,
and is everything else just a star system?
but then what is Sol? What is our
Well,
sun?
Sol is just Latin for the sun, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is our sun? It
Well,
is
it's just
a star.
It's a star, exactly. But it's just something it's just something I was listening to, and they're talking about extra solar systems, and it just
Yes.
made me think. Well, hang on, why don't you just call it a star system?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's its own separate entity, but yeah, I mean, it is technically beyond the extent of that. So yeah,
But the curious thing is when I've been out exploring, I've jumped into systems that actually have 2 solar systems within a solar system.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Like 2 whole binary kind of wow.
Well, you have the primary. You jump in at the primary start, and there's planets and whatnot around it. And then a couple of 100,000 light seconds away, there's another star with planets and whatnot around it.
Yeah.
So you've got a binary star system with binary solar systems.
Crazy.
I mean, that'd be.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine the night sky in a place like that.
Oh,
That would be pretty cool. I must
It
admit.
would.
I mean, that was.
You don't have to imagine that soon.
Well,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, that's, again, going back to the exploration thread earlier on, one of the things that Aramis said was when you get right out that far right on the fringe, it's like you look one direction, there's this thin band, which is the galaxy. You look the other way, nothing. Inky blackness.
Yeah.
That must be so strange.
Well,
I just can't imagine that.
I can kind of know how he feels.
Yeah.
Because going out towards the core, I went to Statue of Liberty, then to Carino,
Yeah.
and I thought, well, where do I go now? I've been about 10,000 light years. What do I do? Do I go back? I thought, no, let's go left. Let's go to the core. People always say to me, oh, you're going to go to the core. I thought, well, it's the core, you know. So I thought, oh, sorry, I'll go to the core. And the idea was to carry on going.
Yeah.
So as I fly towards the core, the stars are getting denser and denser and denser. And where we are now in habitated areas, you can get, if you're lucky, up to 100 light years on the path plotter.
Yeah.
99 I think is most you can get.
Yeah.
If you go to where the stars are sparse, you can get, I've had 149.
Wow. Really?
Right.
Because it doesn't have to work as hard, and so it can plot a bigger jump
selection.
range.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you get nearer the core, it gets to a point where it just goes, meh.
It's like, whoa. Too many.
And you could, but it basically says, yeah, I'm going to jump 5 light years, sod off. So you have to sort of do it manually. Anyway, so going towards the core, there's stars everywhere.
Yeah.
You've got these bright blue stars. It's beautiful. I mean, it's you have to see it with your own 2 eyes. It's stunningly gorgeous. And you get used to it after a while. You go, oh, all these stars, and people come and goes, my sky doesn't look like that. What have you done? And it's like, what? I've travelled 20,000 light years.
Yeah.
But when you come back, as you cross the spiral arms, especially out towards where we are in Seoul and everywhere else, there's a gap where it's really dead.
Oh, right.
No fuel scooping.
Well, no, you can fuel scoop, but the stars sort of, you got cluster stars, very few stars. Cluster stars, very few stars. If you zoom out on the map, you can see it. There's like you can see the arms, you can see the gaps.
Yeah.
And you've gone from this whole beautiful vista in front of you, all these pinpoints of light in front of you, to virtually nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
That would be. I think that's roughly where I'm looking at the moment. Yeah, you've got like the dark region between the spiral
that's
arms. It gets
and
really
it's just
dim.
like, my God, it is empty out here, isn't it? You know, and being out on the rim must be even more so.
Yeah. See,
as you're saying,
one of the things I want to do, I mean, I think I might re-kit my ships. I might get into doing some exploration over the next couple of weeks. And one of the things I want to do, which nobody seems to do, is I want to go straight up or straight down.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone's kind of spanning out along the galactic disk and going to these different locations. I just want to go up, so you can look down on the whole galaxy and have nothing above you. I think that would be really cool.
I did that.
Oh, did you? Oh, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
I went to Eta Carinae, and then I went up at a slope. And I think at one point I was about 1,000 light years above the galactic plane.
Crikey. That's
And
insane.
I wanted to go higher. I'd have wanted to be able to turn the ship around and look down and go.
Yeah, there's like galaxy underneath.
Exactly.
You,
Yeah.
I imagine you got to a point where the stars were just too far to jump, though. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're clever with the moving around, you can see the stars up above, and there are stars quite a way above.
Crazy.
Quite a way.
Yeah. Oh, it's mad. It's just. You can't comprehend it, can you?
No.
It's just just crazy. I've got to get out and do that. Commander Jan just said they'd love to see me do that, and I really think I need to do that. I've done lots of combat, done lots of trading.
Yeah.
Exploration is something that I've just kind of I've put to the side, and it's like I've been nervous about doing it. I did a little bit, like I said, I went out to one of the nebulas, but I did that offline. in my own time, and I think I really need to do it a bit more. I think definitely.
I've
got the
trade
bug.
in for an asp or something.
I want to trade up to an asp. Yeah, I've got the Type 6 at the moment. I think I need to sell off my Viper and get out of the combat and get into something cool.
If you're going to do it in an asp, it will cost you. I mean, my value of my asp is around about 14 million.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I need some good money first. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I can always drop you some cargo if you want.
No, you don't have to do that. That's what I was very generous of you, sir. Yeah.
That's right. I mean, there was, a few times I've been, streaming. Someone's come on and go, "Oh, what's the matter?" "Oh, I've just been, flying around, and I've been rammed and lost all my cargo. I'm back into a sidewinder. Blah 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 blah." It's like, "Where are you?" "Oh, so. Why's that?" "Well, meet me such and such, and I'll drop you some gold." And it's like 300,000 credits back in a sidewinder, or back in a cove or something. You do it because you want to help people.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, that's the sort of thing. I've mentioned it loads of times before, but like I said, my first experience of playing World of Warcraft, where some type level 60 character came along and just helped me in the deadlines, just duo it basically, and I was like, that's so cool.
Just
the
talking about that,
is
what do you guys think about what the Goon Squad are doing with their Palladium cloud?
I'm not sure.
I've linked that in the channel just now.
Let's have a look at this. What are those guys getting up to? There we go.
I did hear something earlier when I was streaming. Someone come up with it was they said some members of the Goon Squad don't like it and they want to go back to Eve.
Oh right.
They don't like Elite. It's like, well, fine, go back to anything.
Go back to yeah.
Quite frankly,
it's not a game for everyone. That's the key thing to remember.
Well, the thing about if they are doing what I think they're doing, and that's dropping lots of Palladium, that causes server issues.
Yes, because there was an early thing in the alpha, wasn't there? Yeah.
Oh, and I know, one of the people who was involved in that, and it wasn't Texas Shoe either.
Yeah, I know one of the people too.
Yeah, there was a couple of people. So, which is why in the beta they put a limit on how
We've
much
now got these 25
be able to drop.
Yeah. So it maxes out at a certain size.
Yeah.
But hey.
Not only that, but it also disperses and breaks after about a minute or so.
Yeah. They've got a time limit on the canisters.
That's it.
But do you guys think that this is a setup for a massive PvP event? Is it a trap that the goons are doing? Is it that they're all buggering off back to Eve and are just getting rid of anything they've made?
All of the above.
Bit of everything, just because.
I mean, I don't mind helping people who've already got somewhere in the game and have had a bit of bad luck.
Yeah.
Helping someone who's just got into the game, it's like, oh, I've just bought the game. Can you give me some money?
It's like, no.
No, I don't like beggars in any of
getting.
Well, it's not even if they're begging. It's just like, oh, I just bought the game. It's so cool, but I can't do anything. I don't know what to do. All I've got is my ship and some money. Help me, and you think, well, I could give you some gold or whatever, but
that's not helping them really.
Exactly,
it's ruining the experience, isn't it? Exactly.
That's it. Yeah, exactly what I was getting to. Work it out yourself. You'll enjoy it much more.
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah.
Just caught my name on Mr. Junks. You also want to see me salo my scan data, not before I borrow that macro off you, Toad. I am not going to sit there.
What are you using for running your macros out of interest?
Voice attack.
Okay, so it's a voice attack macro you've got.
I was chatting on the stream and said, look, I am not streaming it. And they go, oh, we want to see it. It's like, no, look, for my sanity and your sanity alone, I am not going to stream me selling 8 hours of data. So, oh, no, please stream it. I said, Anyway, one of the guys, Ottoologies, he's in the chat. We were chatting that, and I said, I might have to do macro. He says, oh, do it in voice attack. I said, can you repeat it? He went, yes. I said, hang on a minute. 5 minutes later, here's a picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I should link it for you.
Because you can just export that command and it could be imported for somebody, couldn't it?
Yeah, can do. I mean, is that the one? Let me just make sure that it's the right one, because I've got loads of little images that people have given, popped up for me. Right, that's it. That's the one. So I've had to modify the timings on it a little bit.
Oh, okay. So you have a bit of a delay before presses.
Yeah. So it's like press and hold the button for so many seconds, pause for so many seconds, press the button for so many seconds. Yeah. And then I've put it as a 15-minute pause at the end of it because it started walking its way down the list because of the timings. But I can easily export my one and
I mean, 15
send it to him.
seconds.
Yeah,
Right.
on the very last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said 15 minutes.
Sorry. It's been a long day. I've been up since about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning to check, and I woke up and thought, better check the scanning.
Check the scan data.
It had finished. It finished by 3 a.m.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Okay.
So yeah, somewhere between 5:30 and 3 a.m. it finished.
Oh my word.
It's reminding me of that time in Alpha, I think it was, when I'd been basically misplaced next to a planet,
Oh.
and I was streaming it at the time, and the guys in the stream and myself were like, "Hang on, that looks like it is something in the distance.
Yeah.
Can you fly
Yeah.
there?" So I flew there for about 2 hours, and it came to about 1 in the morning. I was like, I'm going to have to go to bed. And I just left my computer on, streaming all night long.
Oh.
But what was a bit of a pain was, somewhere through the night, I completely flipped around. No idea why, but my ship just turned around.
Oh. A slight little jiggle on the joystick or something. And it was
I have
just off
no
center.
idea. It wasn't off center, because I mean, it was basically what I watched the stream back, and it was like straight on, straight on, straight on, straight on, straight on, flip.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Weird.
Oh, no.
And I actually submitted that clip of the video as a bug report to the guys,
Crikey.
because it was so weird.
Yeah, that was all. Pain. Fireytoad, did you see that Prime 9 came in and said you were mad? I missed that. I didn't see Prime 9.
No, I mean, because it got to about nearly 10 o'clock, and I was absolutely cream crackered.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And Dingo was streaming, so I just said to him, "Look, I'm going to go to bed. Go over to Dingo." I hosted his channel, and I went to bed. But I left everything running, including the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people still see my stream. Even though I was hosting Dingo somehow, I don't know how,
right,
it's some
okay.
weird Twitch thing. And apparently Prime came in and said, "Where is he?" sort of thing. He's like, he's gone to bed. Oh, but he's mad.
Mad, sir.
He's mad. Mad.
Lumps around the back.
Yeah, but even Prime said when he popped in yesterday during the day, he said, "You are going to macro this, aren't you?" And I went, "Yes, I'm going to macro this." So the fact that a dev is happy with me macroing it, I'm happy.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah.
But that button will make a comeback.
But I dread to think what someone must have thought if they looked at the data for last night.
Yeah, it's like, who is this guy? What the?
Thing is, though, I mean, the number of people who've been doing and going out to like 1,000 light years and coming back, you're not the only one, so they must be getting used to it.
Well, I mean, I worked it out that, for argument's sake, my house will do 30 light years per jump, pretty much.
Yeah.
So in 100 light years, I would do 3 jumps. That's how I worked out how long it would take me to get home and stuff.
Yeah.
So you do 1,000 light years. That's 100 jumps, argument's sake, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you sort of go to the galactic core. That's 25,000 light years.
Wow.
Every jump is a system you visited.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
Well, yeah. In most cases, it is. Once you get past a certain point, anything you visit is going to be new.
Yeah.
And you do it in such a way that you come back a different route.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, even if it's like you go 4 stars to the left.
Yeah, they're wiggling
Exactly.
through because it's just kind of a natural kind of like chaotic flow, isn't it, sort of thing? Yeah.
That's it. So I mean, I tweeted on day something or other that I had hit 3,000 systems.
Yes, I saw that. I remember seeing that.
Then on day something or other, I hit 4,000 systems. And then on day 10, I hit 5,000 systems.
Oh, crikey.
So that's how I knew how many systems I'd approximately gone to.
Yeah.
Because I'd forgot to take a screenshot before I went to know how many I started with. I mean, currently, I am on 5,040 unique systems.
Wow.
Phew.
That's insane.
Saturn9 is saying, do you have a special stream t-shirt, or are you just wearing 25 purple shirts and you get 2 free?
Yeah, no, I need. That does remind me, actually, I do need to sort that out because people have asked for an official Crash Landing T-shirt. I need to get something like that sorted. We need merch.
Yes. We were going to talk about this, wasn't we?
Yeah, we need to do something like we need to do a collaboration between all the streamers
Indeed.
and stuff. Get all the logos of the community on there, which would be really cool. Oh, interdiction again! Damn you! Damn you! It always happens at the worst time, doesn't it? There we go.
Normally when you're just about to come into a dock.
Yeah, just a few more kilometres. Oh, you bastard!
Yes, exactly. And then because they, as Prime explained it, he said, because obviously you're there and the ship that's interdicting is like 3 light seconds behind you.
Yeah.
So when you get interdicted, it yanks you back.
It's kind of drags you back a little. Yeah. It's almost like a bungee cord on you, isn't it?
That's
it's
it,
like dragging you around.
Like,
It's an interdiction tether.
Exactly. But it's like, well, think about it. Like, there's 3 light seconds difference between you. How much distance does a light second travel?
Can you imagine the G-forces on
crazy.
that?
Well, yeah, exactly. And you're getting just sort of yanked back about a couple of thousand kilometres or something.
Yeah.
In a fraction of a second. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be pink mush smeared on the inside of the windscreen. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, Saturn, I know I am not wearing a purple shirt. It is black. That is how bad the webcam is.
Really?
It's,
That's black.
It does look purple.
It does look.
That
terrible.
does look purple. I mean, your headphones look black.
Yes.
Yeah, they do actually, don't they?
Your hair
Your
is black.
headphones are...
It is, yeah, it is. Well, mostly black. There is a lot of grey in there, but yeah.
But your T-shirt does look. It looks like a Twitch purple T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need to get official things. See, I was chatting to the guys at Twitch. I need to get something like that. That would be cool. Proper gear.
Yeah, Toady, Ulysses Wolf was asking what Explorer rank are you now?
I am now Pioneer.
Yeah. I just answer that in chat as well.
Yes.
Oh, well.
I will. Ranger is 9 million credits. Sorry, no. Hang on. Yeah, 9 million credits for Ranger. And then Pioneer is something like 37 million or something silly. And
Wow.
I'm in a 9. Because I knew it wasn't scanned everything. It's like, people going, how much are you thinking to make? I said, I don't know. Oh, how much do you think you make? Oh, about 10 million, I think. It's not going to be a lot. Because I didn't do lots of scans and, so if I needed 13 million to get it's 13 million for Pioneer, so I needed 13 million. I thought, well, if I get that, I'll be happy. I don't get to 20.
Wow.
But chatting to a couple of others, Tenebris and a few others, they kind of worked it out, a few guys, that looking at the difference in monetary values you need, it's around about 3.4 times to the next amount.
Crikey.
On exploration, which kind of puts it 100 million for elite on exploration.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's total profit made, though, isn't it? So, I mean, how does that calculate in terms like the amount of systems that you've visited on there?
Well, that varies because you don't know what's in each system.
True. Yeah. Okay. So if you get a terraform planet, that's obviously the jackpot, isn't it? If you find
Earth-like is 70,000.
Wow, that's pretty.
Terraformable is around about 20-odd thousand. Metal Rich is 7. No, Earth-like is 70. Terraformable is about 20. Metal Rich is around about 7. Neutron stars, black holes around about 20. Gas
And that's even if you don't do a close scan on it, just a...
No, that's if
just
you do
do
a
a system.
No, that's a detail scan.
Okay, that's a detail scan.
Yeah, the detail scan.
Yeah. If you just go in and fly the discovery scan and bugger off, depending on the number of objects, you could get anything from 400 to a couple of thousand.
Right. Am I right in thinking that you can't actually select navigation points from the system map, can you? The system view.
No.
I wish they'd give us that.
I know. I've said about that before.
Yeah.
You click on an object, and then that marks
it
as destination. Yeah. It would make things easier.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when you jump into the system, you've got the star in front of you. It's relatively easy to work out what bits you want to jump to if you want to skip things. Yeah. If you're coming into a secondary star, you're coming in from the outside, so everything's all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I imagine it's on the list somewhere. It's on a big list.
Although I hope that they have the ability to jump to, say, the B or the C stars, doing micro jumps as a higher up the list than that.
I think we've all got our own individual
Probably.
priority lists in our head of it. I know a lot of people have been talking about wanting the EVA stuff over the planetary landing stuff, and I think I have to agree with what David said. Really, the idea of doing the planetary landing stuff makes more sense for us, just because you're reducing the scale that you're working at and increasing the detail with each step. You know, so if you go straight to EVA, you need first-person shooter level, you know, fidelity of your objects and everything like that. If you're gradually reducing it, you see what I mean?
I didn't know that he'd actually said he's going to give us planetary landing before we can get out of our seats.
I'm not sure if he said it publicly, but it's been said. It's been branded around.
I was always under the impression that we'd be able to get up and walk around before we could land on the planets.
I think
because there was talk about being able to walk around your ship and things like that.
Yeah, which obviously is entirely possible, and it's, the models are all there, everything's all done and planned. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the intention is to do it the other way around, which kind of from an art asset point of view, it makes a lot more sense really when you think about it that way. You know, there's a lot more time to kind of build detail into the elements that
No, you're right.
From that point of view. Nagual, good evening, Commander. I've not seen you in a while, sir. Just checking on the chat. Cool. Don't think I've missed any other questions on there.
Basically, the game would turn into Grand Theft Auto Space once we get
yeah, as soon as you can get out and walk around, it does kind of open it up to a heck of a lot of different gameplay opportunities. But like I said, several times, just the ability to get down on the planet is, a lot of people are focusing on, landing in a spaceport and getting out and walking around. I think that's kind of narrow-minded to think about it that way. There's a lot more you can do, even before you hit the surface. Like I've said, things like flying through the atmosphere, scooping samples from the atmosphere, doing airdrops, doing bombing runs from the air, and things like that.
Strafing runs.
Yeah, exactly. Things that so many things you can do just getting close to a location on the ground rather than actually physically landing on it. So much gameplay possibilities from just that.
Yeah, but you think
I'm curious. Sorry, go on, Ben.
No, you too. You're good.
The curious thing about the first person. What happens? How do you handle death?
Yeah, it gets tricky. It's like, is it fair to just send you back to your ship? Is that, it's like you're going to have the whole argument of realism again, and everyone's going to be like, oh, it's, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you haven't got an escape pod, shouldn't respawn, it's not fair, blah, blah, blah. There's so many different problems.
Your rem lock magically saves you.
Yeah, it blasts you into orbit and straight to the nearest,
exactly.
It becomes a huge problem, then it's like, oh, that go becomes mass lock.
Shut the heck up and stop complaining.
Yeah, it's a game.
You're alive, aren't you?
I think that's one of the things that it made me laugh way back when. I think where was it? It might have been at Gamescom actually, but I was talking to Eddie Simons, and he brought up, he's like, we've had all of these conversations where people have been complaining about this, complaining about that. He said, no one yet has turned around and complained to us about the magical "you're dead" screen and now you're back to life when you click the OK button.
Yeah.
It was like there was virtually no arguments about that. Everyone just accepted that as part of the gameplay. It was just like, you're dead, you're back to it was like
would you like, say, a 10-second animation of being ejected and something.
Yeah, and into the escape pod and pressing the escape. And it makes more sense when you can walk around your ship, maybe, that you've got to run to that escape hatch and hit the eject button. That would be really cool.
I've not heard any. I was going to say, has anyone heard anything about Iron Man?
I've heard that it's not off the cards. I assumed it dropped off the radar, but I think it's still being.
I heard it was on the back burner.
Yeah, it's not gone, but it is still a possibility. I think for a lot of people the game's hard enough as it is, and it kind of makes sense for them to put it there that once all of the hardcore nutcases like us that have been here from the beginning, I've done everything and said everything. It's like, right, now we want more of a challenge. It's like, okay, right, here's your hardcore mode. You can go totally nuts. And
hopefully we'll have multiple commanders by then.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing which it is still there. It's on one of the lists, so we will get that eventually.
Yes. But it's a thing I think, how can I get away with this? Is that I shoot you, your ship blows up, you eject an escape pod, you go back to the station.
Yeah.
I haven't murdered you because you're still alive.
Why do I have a murder charge?
Exactly. And if I kill an NPC ship who's not wanted, why have I murdered him?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah, it gets really tricky. I mean, trying to come up with like an in-game excuse for gameplay mechanics, which are basically to make the game fun and interesting, and not so completely, because you don't want to replicate reality. This is a lot of problem with people with games. Is they think, we want it to be more realistic, more realistic. It's like, no, if it was realistic, it would be real life. It would be boring. It would be so tedious and annoying that everyone would just quit within 5 minutes.
Okay, but let's take it to you. Okay, so you get blown up. Your ship explodes around you. You see your escape pod ejecting from your ship and blasting away. The other person theoretically could see the escape pod and blasting into its frameshift wake as it locks onto the nearest station or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that
give you a 10-second animation. Would that be acceptable for a death? Even a 1-minute one, would that be acceptable in the names of realism, or would that just be boring?
Well, people have already complained enough about when you dock at a station.
Yeah, and see, that's a good point, because when it was discussed in the DDF, some people wanted like the full animation of like cargo canisters being loaded on and all that kind of stuff, and you have to wait for that to cycle around, and it was discussed to death, all of the different options. And if you had that now, fair play, that would just drive you mad, wouldn't it?
I mean, you dock at a station, you bring up starport services, you can go into the commodities, you can do everything from the landing pad. But then it's like you go into outfitters, you have to drop down, turn around, go back, and people complaining about that takes too long.
Exactly. It's like you can imagine it if it had all of the things that everyone asked for in the realism. It would be nuts. I mean, some of that stuff is still there when you look at it. I can't see it from the Viper here, but when you look on the side of the docking ports, you can see the little yellow conveyor belts where the cargo was supposed to come along.
The vehicles running around.
See it when you're docked.
Yeah. Well, you can just about make it out
when the stream catches up with where you are.
But it's it's interesting that they've thought of all that. It's all in there. We've got the models are there. Everything's there, ready to be used. But it's they've cut corners where it makes sense. There's no point having everything in the kitchen sink in there just for realism's sake. You end up with like DayZ, which is it's like hang on, let me put 1 bullet here and then 2 bullets into that slot and 3 bullets, and let me put that into the chamber, and then the zombie's eating my face, hang on, I need to split this over here and do this. It comes tedium ad nauseum. It becomes so ridiculous, and you've got to balance these things when you're designing a game. And I think that's the thing that people don't realise, that they're asking for things which are just
not fun.
In their mind is it's going to be really good, but it's just not fun. It really isn't very good.
It's maybe fun the first time you see it.
It's like, that's cool.
I mean, it's the whole thing with the landing pads. In a station, I can understand why you have to drop down, turn around, and come back up again. I get that.
Yeah.
Why do it on an outpost?
Oh no.
Yeah, I think the outposts. I think what's happened there is they basically just reused the assets they had to do it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, it's time saver, which is understandable.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it as well. I mean, I don't think it was entirely just let's just do it as a quick way of fixing the problem. I think it's also kind of, you want to keep that similar design language, don't you? You want it, it's like, well, people are familiar with the shape and the look of a landing pad. They know what it means. They know the routine. Let's keep it the same so that people get it. Because I mean, when you first start off the game, you remember that you start in an outpost, so you kind of want to give them that experience of the whole docking procedure and taking off and everything, so that they know when they go to a bigger station, this is the routine. This is how it works.
Screenshot moment.
Screenshot. Ooh, screenshot.
So the stream, there's 2 stars. It's beautiful. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
that's I see. That is nice.
The orange one.
The red. It's almost like not eclipsed.
Yeah. Sorry, can't help it.
And what is your?
Resri wants to go to the pub, get drunk, and then do some scooping. I can say from experience that drunken docking is bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can well imagine.
But at least I haven't forgotten so far to request permission.
I've done that a few times.
I've done it a few times, but so far tonight I haven't.
Been there, done that. But yeah, I mean, the whole realism thing. I mean, going back to the exploration side of it. I mean, if you died when you're 65,000 light years out there in the middle of nowhere, you go back to your nearest station.
Yep.
You know,
That's a hell of a drive you've got in your escape pod.
Yeah.
exactly. I was gonna say it's something like a class 20 or something. You know.
I mean, if you had an escape pod if it was reality,
Yeah.
you'd be dead.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an unrealistic expectation,
Yeah,
isn't it, to kind of
exactly.
think that it would be some
Yeah.
magical thing that would jump in there. But it's you've got to find that balance.
Yeah.
I keep going back to that word, but it's absolutely the case. And I think some people are just too set on their idea of what they
Yeah.
think is cool, and they don't consider the whole picture. You know, going back to the earlier stuff we said about like the ship balancing that Mike Evans has
Yeah.
been working on. He knows a lot more about the game and the stats and everything than any of the rest of us, and any idea that we can come up with is not going to have his view of it and the bigger picture.
I mean, as I said to you earlier, we can give our opinions, we can give our suggestions, and we can give our thoughts.
Exactly, yeah.
And in some cases, they'll be worthwhile. Other times, it'll just be a whinge.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, as you've said, the devs have the data.
Exactly, yeah. They can try it and prototype it, and I think that's the important thing as well, is they can try out the things that they think are going to work. They might go and experiment and play around with dozens of options for these things, and eventually come up with the final solution. And then we're all turning around and say, "Oh, why have you gone this way? Why didn't you try this? Why didn't you try that?"
Yeah.
And I can imagine them being sat at the keyboard, banging their head and thinking, "We tried all of these things.
Exactly,
It didn't
Well, it's
work."
exactly the same as the infamous Your thing. Yeah, they had Your in the game.
Yes,
It sucked.
they tried it. Yes, it didn't feel unique. It felt terrible. It didn't feel like the the original game was played with pretty much with pitch and roll all the time. You couldn't do it.
Well, the original game only had pitch and roll.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of Frontier Elite 2. You could turn it on and off, couldn't you? But yeah, so the original game, it was actually pitch and roll.
Elite was pitch and roll, and that was it.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that gave it its unique feel, and that's the thing that people are forgetting, is that they're not trying to make this thing that allows you to do absolutely everything and anything you possibly could want to. They're trying to make something that feels like an Elite game, and that's what they've gone with. That makes it feel unique. It definitely, you get that dogfighter sort of style to it, and that's what they were trying to do.
Oh, definitely. It's World War II in space, and it always has been.
Yeah. But it's the fact that you've got no time dilation.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Star Dreamer. Yeah, that's the other one that's popped up on there. But then, quite frankly, I was never keen on that idea. Actually, to me, it was always just a fast forward button. It's like, it's an excuse for me to have a faster drive. Because the original Elite, you had the Taurus jump drive, which effectively was that. It gave you that ability, and that's the closest thing to a Super Cruise that the original game used to have, and I prefer that. I played Frontier Elite 2 to death. So much more than I played the original game, and I prefer the style of the original, to be honest. This whole Star Dreamer thing, the only thing which was nice about it was the idea of being able to sit on a planet and watching the sunsets and various things like that.
Yes.
And, that was the only thing that was really nice about it. But
I still jump into Pioneer and do that.
Yeah, it is nice, I must admit. But
you can do that in Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, I suppose if you get into Super Cruise,
you can, but you can't
position.
fast forward it.
No, not even in Super Cruise.
No.
No, I've been outside stations, and I've had a planet in front of me on the dark side, and the planet on the far side of it, and I've watched the sun come up over in real time.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
The crescent of the planet.
I've seen it in real time, but that's like,
the
can it be bothered
acceleration
waiting 20, 30 minutes for the sunrise? No, not really.
It did it quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean,
It depends on. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like I know it's coming. I ain't going to wait half an hour for it to show up, though.
No, true. No. But, I mean, I was lucky enough to catch it. And out exploring, I came across a little planet which was really close. I think it's had an orbital period of like 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And I sat there in Super Cruise idle at 30.
Oh, Christ.
And it moved away from me.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the different in the orbits. Yeah.
It was so cool to watch it.
Yeah, I must admit, I have actually seen an effect like that. Actually, I was out mining in the middle of nowhere. I think it was towards the end of the last when we last had the bubble and we couldn't go over here. I was out in the middle of nowhere mining away. I was in a ring system really lit by the star, and I think the exact same thing happened to me. Suddenly it was bright there, and I was like, what the heck? I thought it was a graphical glitch. I was like, oh my god, and then I realised that the gas giant had just spun around enough that we were actually in the light of the star, and I was like, wow,
the sun's come up.
Cool. Yeah, it's morning. Woohoo. Oh, Rusty Swords there wants a planetary landing so he can go and dump loads of stuff on my planet. Thank you.
Typical. There's
nice,
going to be a little bug somewhere.
Well, that's going to be Slough, isn't it?
Well, true, yes.
Lucky Kate.
She's back on Sunday.
Yes,
4
she's
PM.
doing. Is that again for the charity thing, isn't it?
No, this is just a normal stream.
Oh, she's doing a normal stream. Oh, cool, right?
Yeah, she's going to try and. I think she said she's going to try and do a weekly stream. She popped in to see me the other day.
Cool.
On Sundays, I think from 4 till 7. I think she said, and then on the 21st, she's doing a stream, another streamathon type thing.
She's doing a 24-hour stream or something stupid, isn't she?
Yeah, something like that. She's
Wow.
a post on a little forum thread about it, which should be cool. So, if you're not doing anything Sunday, pop over and see Kate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Kate Click, I think the channel is, isn't
Yes,
it?
Kate Click, one word.
Which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One Angel Bones.
I just a group event that Raspberry wants to put forward. They're buying all the scrap and dumping it on Planet Crash. Thank you. That's thank you. It's supposed to be a tourist destination. See, it's nice.
Exactly.
It's, balmy temperature, really nice coastlines, like the Peggios.
When I was dozing off the other night, a couple of weeks ago, I actually wrote a tourist guide for it in my head.
Cool.
But I didn't write it down, so I'm gonna have to do it all again.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm gonna have to brainstorm with you guys and come up with some good backstory for it. Cause like I said, I'm terrible.
Yeah. So I've got an idea, of what I want to say about it, and a certain indigenous life form on the planet. There's a plant on the planet which is very similar to caffeine.
Ooh.
And this indigenous life form happens to have a partial fancy to this particular type of food.
That sounds like just my kind of place.
I thought it might be, yes. Yes.
Is it that kitten coffee that you've got as one of the rare goods?
Yes, the kitten coffee, yes. It's a rat, isn't it? It's the rat coffee.
I've not read the rat coffee one.
No, it's a real thing. These rats eat the coffee beans and they partially digest them. Then they ship them out.
Oh.
And then they're collected and they're cleaned up and
Nutty.
they're sold as coffee. I can't remember what the name of the rat is. It's a particular type of coffee. It's very expensive. It's more expensive than gold or something stupid.
Wow.
Yes.
Talk about rare goods.
Yeah. That's a bit rare.
But I was thinking of the Crashonian tree shrub devil.
Cool. I like the sound of that. That's brilliant.
And the people who've been on the planet occasionally hear the sound of "Greetings, commanders."
So it's almost like a parrot kind of
Exactly.
level of communication.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Permanently hyperactive all the time.
Yeah. So if Frontier asks you for a sample of your voice, John, just say no.
Exactly.
Or ask for royalties.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, every time it's played in the game, I want a penny.
Yes, and this devil is frequently seen around these caffeine type plants. So.
That would be awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get that backstory off you. I think that's going to work.
Yes, I'll have to write something down. But you can see where my mind is going.
Yeah.
Apparently it's Kopi Luwak coffee that
That's it, yeah.
Zig47 just linked.
Yeah, I'll just call him XLG, it's easier. I give up with trying to pronounce half the people's names.
I mean, I'm forever apologising. I'm just useless at getting people's names right, and particularly with like special characters and things. And it's like, is that right? I don't know.
I just get Hazel to say it for me.
Yeah, that's what I need a permanent co-pilot like that.
Yeah.
So you don't have a co-pilot, do you?
No, I don't. This is the problem. I mean, I've played around with voice attack and the various other things you can get on it, and I really love voice attack. It's really cool, and I love the extra. It's almost like having an extra set of buttons, like at your fingertips, sort of thing. It's awesome. But the problem is, I talk way too damn much. That's the issue. We're always kind of discussing things on this stream, so it doesn't really fit the and it's a real problem because I want to play. Same with the Oculus. I mean, I love doing the Oculus stuff early on, demoing it and showing it to everyone. But it's so hard because like I want to keep up with the chat and everything, and and it just didn't fit. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's why I'm torn between getting on the Rift or not.
Yeah, I know. I think it's. When I've sat here and I've had a few hours to myself, I'll sit here and do it. It's great to just lock yourself away and play around with the Rift for a while. I think it's really cool. But the problem is, when you're trying to do it on the stream, you're trying to discuss things and talk about the newsletter and things like that, you just can't do it.
No. Yeah, if you can't see the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So.
Adine, I think, yes, there you go, Edelweiss, Commander Edelweiss and Commander Fireytoad. Well, no, Sam Isham, isn't it? There we go.
Yes, Sam Isham. Yes, my in-game name.